Professor Patrick here. I was meant to be doing a show live tonight in the Crescent, Belfast, as part of the Imagine Festival. But unfortunately, due to the coronavirus and dirty old pangolins eating bat shite and spreading the disease, unfortunately I have to do an online show. But it's wonderful to be part of the festival regardless, even in a remote way. And I'd like to bring you, well, it was meant to be a show called Solutionism, but really it's a meditation on the times we're living in, the time of the coronavirus. A lot of people say to me, Patrick, you're very cynical and you're always laughing at things, to which I reply, well, good news isn't funny. But let's take a moment to reflect on some of the amazing things that are happening during this crisis. Deer have taken over the metro stations of Japan. We don't know if they like to take the metro, but let's wait and see. Fish have repopulated the canals of Venice. I still wouldn't eat them, but it's great to see them there. And in the area of climate activism, beyond the loud and brilliant activism of Greta Thunberg, actual solutions are taking place. Young Irish scientist Fionn Ferreira has found a way of using ferrometals and magnetism to remove microplastics from water, from our oceans. Alan Savory is using cattle to reverse desertification around the world. And in Scotland, they planted 22 million trees last year alone. These are all great news stories. And what do we learn from the coronavirus and all of these amazing progressive things happening? Effectively, humanity should never leave the house again. Do all your work at home, get rid of the car, don't drive anywhere, don't leave the house. That's the answer, folks. We've saved the planet. Everyone's talking about the new virus that is sweeping the world. The coronavirus, COVID-19 from China. China, it's a Chinese virus, believe me. Chinese virus came over here from China, from a little old pangolin. And it's very sad. It's very sad. So, I have a solution. I'm going to give $1,000 to everybody. Everybody's going to get it. Everybody. All of you. All of you are going to get $1,000. And I want you to spend all of that money in the economy. The beautiful economy. So beautiful. Such a beautiful Trump economy. My economy that I gave you. I want you all to spend the money. And we're going to beat this virus. Virus. Everyone's talking about the virus. We're going to beat that virus together. Believe me.
Clearly, the social distancing measures that are in place are working to a certain extent.
Oh yes, I think they are, and I think we have shown exceptional social solidarity on this.
That's the thing about COVID-19. It doesn't care about how rich you are, how famous you are, how funny you are, how smart you are, where you live, how old you are, what amazing stories you can tell. It's the great equalizer. And what's terrible about it is what's great about it. What's terrible about it is it's made us all equal in many ways.
That's the thing about COVID-19. It doesn't care how rich you are, how famous you are, how funny you are, how smart you are, where you live, how old you are, what amazing stories you can tell. It's the great equalizer. Not the new one with Denzel Washington, the good one from the 80s, you know, with Edward Woodward. Much better. Soundtrack by Stuart Copeland. Fantastic.
Come on, go, let's go eat some fried fish, fried fish. Come on, Vogue and go. Let's go eat some fried fish. Fried fish. Cause there's no more pasta. Oh no. So we're gonna eat some fried fish. Fried fish. Yeah.
Far be it from me to question the Queen of Pop, but instead of singing about fried fish, she already had the answer in her own song of the parody of her own song, Vogue. Obviously, we're going through a coronavirus. She could have just called it plague. I'll demonstrate what she should have done, and maybe she'll take this on board next time from the professor. Come on, plague. You got to move your body away from other bodies. Come on, plague. You got to let your body stay inside the house now. Plague, 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 plague. Come on, plague. You got to move your body away from other bodies. Come on, plague. You got to let your body stay inside now. By the way, coronavirus, just as I've been nice to you. Get the hell out of my life. We don't want you back. I haven't seen another person in about 3 months. Come on! Plague, 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 plague. And for those of you who said that I said the Chinese virus was fake news, that is fake news, believe me. So solutions, well basically, do jigsaws, read books, get to know the family again, like when you've guaranteed income, just do leisure activities effectively, and then judge other people who go outside to breathe air, because that's basically the only thing they can afford right now. But no, great idea, brilliant. So I think one solution that we really need to look at is listening to experts again and not denying science. I think it's important to listen to scientists and promote good science. And where I can help, as professor obviously, is in musicology and music. And unfortunately, a lot of popular songs are scientifically very inaccurate. For instance, almost the entire work of Westlife. Now, I know you think I hate Westlife because, well, they look like they don't know how to play instruments. For instance, this picture of Nicky Byrne playing a small keyboard as if he's holding a plectrum and playing a guitar. It's not good. It doesn't look good. It's not that I don't like them because their music was used in rendition flights during the Iraq War. No, it's really the scientific inaccuracy of their songs that annoys me more than anything else. For instance, one of their songs is called Unbreakable. We know that there is no force in the universe that is unbreakable. Also, flying without wings. I mean, just scientifically impossible, and look where it got Icarus. But of course, I'm sad to say that it's not just Westlife's music that's scientifically inaccurate. Even the best songs ever written, those in the American songbook, fall down on the scientific front. For instance, Bobby Darin's Beyond the Sea. Really, it should be accurately called Land. By saying Beyond the Sea in some kind of wishy-washy poetic way, you're playing right into the hands of the flat earthists, because they could claim, ooh, there's something else beyond the sea than land. We're not living on a sphere. Aha, see? But really, the worst culprit of all of this has to be Fly Me to the Moon, as sung by Frank Sinatra. Marvelous song, but were Neil Armstrong to use any of the lyrics in this song, he would have been dead within seconds of takeoff. So what I'm going to do for you now is I'm going to demonstrate these scientifically inaccurate lyrics, and then I'm going to replace them with scientifically accurate lyrics. And in that way, the song would be made infinitely better. Fly me to the moon, let me play among the stars. Let me know what spring is like on Jupiter and Mars. In other words, heart-with song. Let me sing forevermore. You are all I long for, all I worship and adore. In other words, please be true, yeah. In other words, I love you. Nice song, great lyrics, but unfortunately completely inaccurate. You can't fly to the moon, of course, because you need thousands of tons of rocket fuel. Space is a vacuum. Propulsion is really the manner in which you travel through space. Playing among stars really isn't an option because, of course, if you get within 300,000 miles of a star, you will, of course, burn to a cinder. Let me know what spring is like on Jupiter and Mars. Well, of course, Jupiter's a ball of gas, but on average, its spring temperature will be about minus 168 degrees, impossible to sustain human life. And also, Mars, of course, would be minus 58 degrees on average as well. In other words, hold my hand, irrelevant to the central thesis. In other words, darling, kiss me. Again, not important in regards to scientific clarity. Fill my heart with song. Of course, you can't fill somebody's heart with song unless you, let's say, take sheet music, burn it to a cinder, put it in a saline solution, and inject it into somebody's heart, much like in the film Pulp Fiction. You are all I long for, all I worship and adore. Well, of course, we have no evidence of that. In other words, please be true, unlike the lyrics of this song. In other words, I love you. I'm going to do the scientifically accurate lyrics now, just to show you how much better it can be, and educational and scientifically beneficial at the same time. Propel me to the moon, let me burn up near a star. Spring is minus 168 degrees on Jupiter and minus 58 degrees on Mars. On average, in other words, hold my hand, that's not what it means. In other words, darling, kiss me. Inject my heart with song and let me sing until I die, 'cause life is finite. You are all I long for, all I worship and adore. We have no evidence. In other words, please be true, unlike the previous lyrics to this song. In other words, thank you, vasopressin, oxytocin. Other words, by any scientific definition. Other words, I love you. That's the one that is true. In other words, I love you. Q-E-D. Fantastic. And so you can get that song, that new version, on my latest album, Science, Taking the Good Out of Everything.
Believe me, Corona, my Corona. Ooh, I wanna get it up, get it up. Ooh, believe me, get it up, my Corona. Believe me.
So sad. That's the thing about COVID-19 and the coronavirus. Have a bath now, because when they switch the electricity off, that's the end of it. Unless you know how to actually make fire and boil water and have a cauldron and still have a key to the house. Nobody knows what the repercussions of coronavirus will be. But one thing we know for sure is that the reaction has been completely socialist. No longer can we listen to free market, trickle-down, neoliberal arguments about economies. When the chips were down, the world had to go socialist. But there is another factor at play here. Once this crisis is over, everyone will be completely broke. So I do have one solution. It's not a nice one, but I think it's one that will help us and tide us over into 2021. We need to ban Christmas for 1 year. I know you're all saying, oh, it'll be great to get back to normal and Christmas is an important time of the year. Anyway, you'll have spent an awful lot of time with your family. I consider we should work through Christmas, just treat it like it's any other week. And we can go back to normal in 2021. How do we do this though? How do we convince the children that there's going to be no Christmas in 2020? Very simple. You must go back to the Cavan joke. What did the Cavan man do at Christmas? He brought the child to see Santa's grave. Historical research shows us that Santa Claus, or St. Nicholas, was buried in Bari in southern Italy. However, new research shows that 2 crusaders took the body of St. Nicholas and reburied him in what was known as Jerpoint Village, now Jerpoint Abbey, in County Kilkenny. So effectively, you can go and visit the grave of Santa Claus in Ireland. So I'm suggesting we set up bus tours all around the country. Bring all the children of Ireland together to Jerpoint Abbey to show them both the beautiful medieval architecture and Santa's grave, so they know that Santa's dead and there won't be any Christmas this year. COVID-19 is the great equalizer. We're all the same now. We're all in it together. Except come back to me in 6 months when I tell you how the free market will solve everything. Especially free wet markets. They're the best. Fucking pangolins. Who eats pangolins? I know what pangolins eat. Bat shite. It's a food chain, you know. You can't blame humanity for this. It's a chain of assholes from the pangolin right down to the bat. I'd like to dedicate this song now to all my self-employed musician friends, freelance musicians, many of whom are out of work for 6 months of the year, and that was before the coronavirus. And I'd like to do this song for you. It's based on an Elton John song, and it's comparing the fate of us, the artistic community, to the pangolin innocently going around and then gets blamed for everything. Goodbye all our gigs, though we didn't enjoy them all, they were our income, even though it was quite small. Now we're completely fucked. Still, some of you are gigging 2 hours a night, but that's on Facebook, and you haven't monetized. And it seems to me that you live your life like a tiny pangolin, just sniffing round the anthills, waiting for the phone to ring. You were caught eating bat shite, now we've got COVID. I never heard of pangolins, now I wish I never did. Pangolins, dirty little pangolins, nasty little pangolins, just like self-employed musicians, rotten little pangolins, cute little pangolins. Their skin is made of keratin, that's why assholes eat them for their din. A pangolin. Just so you know, I'm being paid for this. Pangolin! Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you. And just a little bit of advice for all my friends out there. Brevity. Keep it tight. It's a 3-minute single for a reason. You know, keep it tight. Keep it tight. 2 hours. You're not Bruce Springsteen. Even that's too long. That's the thing about COVID-19. It doesn't care how rich you are. But it helps. So in the end, ladies and gentlemen, it took the coronavirus to show us 2 basic things. In a time of crisis, you must have universal basic income or the economy will suffer. And you must have a universal health system, not a 2-tier health system, so that the population is protected. So if it's true in a time of crisis, why then would it not be true for the rest of time? And even if neoliberal politicians want to go back to the way things were, well, the genie is out of the bottle. Nobody will ever want to go back to that world ever again. And so I want to thank you, coronavirus, for giving us the world we should have lived in all along.
Mom, ever since you cleaned my bedroom, I cannot find my pentangle or my baseball cap. What are you gonna do about it? Hey Mom, I told you never come into my room with your jigsaw in your broom. You're trying to wreck my head. You clean the near to my bedroom door. Mother dear, I implore, do not clean this teenage crap you see. It belongs to I, myself, and me. I hate you, Mom. I hate you, Dad. You're the worst damn parents that I ever had. You're not my mom. You're not my dad. You're the worst damn parents that I ever had. Kick it. Ugh.